What's up, DGC? Welcome to the live hang, guys. We're going to talk grow today. We're going to talk some seed start and CO2. Scotty might have issues. Do I say issues?
He's distracted. No one's on the same team here, apparently.
Yes, we're all on the same team. I just wanted to watch myself while I talk to myself. All right, everything's cool. What's up, dude?
Oh, hanging in there, man. Can hang with the DGC. Like I said, guys, we're gonna warm it up here. Let some people come on in, get into some grow talk. Shout out to some What's Up chat hanging out. If you guys got questions, we'll always try to check them out. But damn, this chat rolls quick. I love it. It does feel good to hang. That's why we had to come back, hang out here live, and see what's up with all you guys. Gals,
is Bartman in the chat yet? If so, make some noise, because what we're going to talk about today, or the primary, the main topic is CO2. Me and Bartman happened to be friends, and we were texting, and he's adding a CO2. I guess he's just adding a tank to his grow. And man, there's a couple questions that are really easy for me. And Bartman. Yeah, I love it, man. Tight work, brother. And Banner, I live in large, man. Look at you, man. You got the real permagran on, man. Not even when you're high, you got a permagran. Live, man. Damn straight, man. Damn straight. Me and Grambo were just talking about that. We were pre-partying outside, maybe, and I was like, Grambo, you can sit outside here, man. You can actually be outside here. It's August.
Yeah, it's not just ganja that makes this state so good. It's also the lack of mosquitoes and humidity.
Yeah, man. Don't forget. The last thing I said was, dude, I could never be mad at the dude, because the dude is the guy that got me out here, man. So respect, brother.
Okay, I'll take it.
Are the dude.
Next time you're mad, I'll remind you of that. I got a little gross small talk though, because it ties into one. I'll shout out to RS Brenu, maybe associate producer. Thank you, sir. But he had a comment pertaining to you, Scotty, and starting some autos. Says, just have to say the live show today was one of the best shows I've seen in the years I've been watching. I believe that was last week's live. Thank you. It says watching Scotty finally dropping auto seeds was awesome. It got me so excited in the live chat. I had to upgrade my membership. So I did. So Scotty, you got respect. That's great.
Dude, my autos, I just went and took a look over there. They're different. You can tell they're a completely different plant. The leaves on there are that fat, man. They're so fat. They're just different. Very cool. I'm enjoying growing these things. Hey, you know what it made me do? It made me crank my light up, though. I just had everything. I was kind of in maintenance mode with some clones, just getting them going. And then I was like, dude, I've got limited time with these things. So actually, my lights were like at head high. I brought them down 15 inches above the plant. I'm cranking it up, man. Yeah.
So the nitty gritty would be quickly. I'm assuming they're in real buckets, can of cocoa, grow dots, and if so, do you feed them the average feed for autos, or?
You know what? I talked to my boy Cortez the Conqueror. I will use 75 grams in my real bucket. Sometimes I'll use 90, which is too much, by the way. But he goes, no, 45. 45. And I'm like, that's what the directions actually say. You moron. It's hard to just suddenly not be a moron. All right. 45. That's what I got going. I actually did an experiment with 60 and 1, but you're growing great.
I want to get the chat involved a little bit, chiming in. I had a video out on Real DGC. And if you guys, again, ever want to find anybody's stuff on realdgc.com, that's our clubhouse. You can always find that member and click on their timeline and just see everything they've been up to and what's going on. And for me, I was trying to start some seeds, and I did it on a heat seat mat, or like, your seedling mat with a thermostat. So it was turned down low, only to 80 degrees. None of them popped. I had them in some cotton pads, actually, Scotty. I was trying to do I'm more uppity than paper towels. And it had some cool comments, man. And those seeds were a little older, so I don't know if I could say this DGC's name here. No, we got it. Redger the Vegger. Redger the Vegger. And says, dude, did you scratch the hulls if they're old? I hear that helps. And I know we know somebody that made a little mechanism. You could actually... I've never taken like sandpaper. Somebody in the comments says they're very careful with pliers, which sounds scary, to try and slowly crack a hull. I mean, that sounds intense to me.
Remember they did have that. It was like a torture device, and it was like you would twist it down and it would crack them. I don't know. I would think pre-soaking the seeds or it's trying to soften them up a little bit, but just dude, that paper towel method has worked for me. What people put them in water for 20
Over it works.
and Banner, jump in here, man.
I always thought the crackers were for like really old seeds.
That's
like
what they
kinda
say,
dried
yeah,
out, not
yeah.
necessarily something fresh.
Yeah.
And what do they call it when you put it in the freezer, like vernalization or something like that, and the moisture inside of it kind of expands and helps break it apart naturally?
I don't really.
Yeah.
I'd be so freaked out. But then again, seeds are probably meant to freeze, right?
They're
Yeah.
designed to figure out how to germinate, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Grandma, don't you
Hey,
get
Pat, what is
sticky-
the
sticky
oldest
skunk.
seeds? Hang on, I gotta ask since we're hanging out with everybody.
Yeah.
What are the oldest seeds that y'all have germinated?
Oh,
And
good one.
and no one can lie. All right, this is the internet chat,
Oldest
man.
seeds.
Grambo will do fact checking.
Fact check.
Nah, it'd be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, Variant saying scoring and clipping isn't that scary, really. And I know scoring seeds is a practice done across many other different seeds types that are tougher. You're just trying to break that membrane. I did see that sticky skunk. I had a picture of Grambo if you wanted. Loves the cotton pads. Saying that they rock. TJ Res, though, I wanted to ask you this. I did think of this, and I'm probably See, this looks cute in there. I like it. TJ Res was concerned about the processing of cotton pads and or paper towels. He's like, they use a lot of chemicals to make it. But
yeah.
then I countered, like, I used my wife's organic cotton pads. But I think it's such a small ppm. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Not even ppm. I mean, even if that thing was loaded with heavy metals, which it's not, it can only uptake the tiniest amount. I would not think that that's going to be able to store a whole bunch of anything.
Well, I don't know exactly what it means, but I do. When I looked into it, I said, I'm going to use my wife has organic makeup pad things. And I was like, that's just probably marketing. But if it's proper, cotton's a pretty agricultural runoff crop. Like the way they farm regular cotton is
Yep.
pretty environmental damning using. So it actually voting with your dollars for organic cotton is better for the environment in the sense that they feed them and then they get go ahead.
Oh, so I have a nursery. I actually have a bamboo nursery in Florida, and they have the Florida Nursery Growers and Landscape Association. All the professional growers join it. And when I was looking at qualifying for organics here, this is a long time ago, and it's still kind of true. They had like the organic. They would be like, you can be 80% organic, or you can be 60% organic, and you would still get like a certification. There's a lot of real, what do they call them, shenanigans being played with that organic certification, I'll say. And dude, organic, you can use some nasty stuff in organics. Some stuff's gonna be loaded with heavy metals and still be organic.
Good point.
Yes.
In general, though, it makes me feel good.
Chat update: Thickums brand 23-year-old seed.
Wow, you know what sucks is that's not that old. I was already partying by then, and I'm like, whoa, like from the 60s, man.
And then there's a few.
There were definitely some people in the comments
years.
like, you guys, why do you it seems like with weed growers sometimes maybe we overcomplicate things, and they're like, hey, just plant it, bro. Just plant it.
You know why though? Because you want a dense root system, and if you just plant something in a 3-gallon container or its finishing pot, it does, especially something we're only gonna veg for a month or so. Man, it doesn't fill out and really make the pot super dense. I even take like the solo cup. I was even consider trying to grow some in 1 gallons and then go into the 3-gallon real bucket and see if it makes much of a difference. But yeah, there is something. It's at Florida Nursery and Landscape, FNGLA, whatever. They have best practice in it. It goes from a liner to a 1 to a 3 to a 5. Every 1.5 inches, was it circumference? I don't know what, 1.5 inches on the outside. That's all you want to expand it, and that's why they make 1s, 3s, 5s, 7s, 10s. So you can do that and grow a super dense root system.
I think you only need, I don't know. I'm going from a 1 to whatever else I'm going into. Like I get what you're saying. I'm gonna do a 1 to a 5, a 1 to a 7. I would do a 1 to a 20 gallon. You know what I mean? Like I just talking about the labor with the in-between steps. Yeah, too much.
Yeah, and for cannabis, it wants to grow. It's so aggressive. You don't have to follow best nursery practices to get yourself an amazing plant.
And I do want to say, and I hear it, in the chat, I've seen, I use a wet paper towel between two dinner plates on a heat mat. I soak them. I don't. I always used to soak them. Some people are saying if you soak them, you're cutting off the oxygen. They need oxygen. This is where I talk about it's grower style. I haven't heard anything I want to say anybody's wrong yet. As long as you're succeeding, yeah, and your method's working for you, I dig.
Why do seeds need oxygen though? I guess once they pop, they would, right? But I'm swearing by that paper towel method. And then there was somebody, I don't know where it was, but I remember Jay Maestro, shout out to your brother. Does a great job for us, man, part of the team. And he made the recommendation of putting your paper towels in a Ziploc bag standing straight up. And sure enough, somebody tried it and it freaking works awesome. That's the only problem I got with paper towel method is all scraggly and
That makes
whatnot.
the taproot go down.
Yes. Brilliant, right? That's my boy.
What's
Yeah.
what's up with we have
Spot.
who just brought it up here? Nat and Gilfart, and also TJ Rez was bringing up hydrogen peroxide, either a soak or I'm like, what was so? Why would I want to bring hydrogen peroxide into my seed starting game?
Cat's got it right there, man. One Eye Cat Cannabis, another part of the team, a badass who has good info. Adding a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, which is H2O2, will sterilize things and add extra oxygen. So yeah, you can see the H2O2. That is the hydrogen peroxide. But the cool thing about hydrogen peroxide, it doesn't leave any residue. It's just hydrogen and oxygen.
All right, I like it. Good tip. Also, just have, if you can, viable ass seed. I know not all of us. I'm guilty. I know Scotty is. I'm sure half the people in the chat. You store your seeds, you get your seed drawer going, and then you end up having a lot of seeds. Granted, they should stay viable for quite some time, but fresh seeds, like I've seen some pop in a day and a half. You're just like, yes.
Hey, as long as we're talking about seed popping, though, I do want to say that you can sterilize them all you want with hydrogen peroxide. When that root comes out, you think the paper towel factory, you think they sterilized everything and made it surgically sterile? No, when it hits those cotton swabs, there's bacteria on there already. There's microbes on there. It's very hard to keep anything completely sterile. So that's when I worry about it. I don't worry about having the seed, hull super clean. I worry about when it comes out. So instead of trying to keep everything super sterile, that's where I put just the tiniest little pinch of recharge in there. So those microbes that are the beneficial microbes outcompete any pathogenic ones. Even if there's a few pathogens on that seed hull, they'll outcompete it. So a little bit different. Peroxide is for cleaning. I gotta get dirtier, man.
TJ Rez in the chat. I don't know who mentioned it first. I like the idea of sandpaper in container. I'll have to try it. And this got me thinking, because I do have an associate's degree in horticulture. I don't know if it was I don't know what scarification we were trying to do to what type of seed, but I swear we put it like in a jar or a container with sandpaper on the side, and then you gently roll it for an extended period of time. And it gets me to start to think about some of these seeds that might be harder to start. I don't think there's anything wrong with a little scarification.
I can't help. I can't leave it alone. What is an associate's degree in horticulture, man?
What's funny is I fell one class short of getting that associate's degree, which was algebra 2 or something. And at the time I was doing algebra 2, I was growing and living in Colorado. And I'm like, I'm not going to use this associate's degree. I've already learned enough. It's 2 years of horticulture. Gives you some basics, It's the first place I learned how to clone deciduous hardwood.
So lame. I'm sorry. It's so lame that college won't give you a degree in horticulture because you can't pass calculus. It is so strange,
Algebra 2, but still.
I like, as soon as I heard scarification, it's like, sounds like something Scotty would listen to.
Yeah, and that's a Kenny band.
Yeah.
Hey,
Kenny band, My kids
shout out to Doug.
Yeah.
I failed that shit twice. Doug, I think I failed that shit twice too. And then that's how I decided I don't really need this official piece of paper. I'm just going to keep growing the dank under lights, hanging out.
Business calculus almost killed me. And Show Banner's face, That's a guy that never had a problem with math, man. You gotta, you're an engineer, right? An engineer. I got an engineer. We got an engineer working on our website, man.
Get rid of the gnats. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm just talking about the qualifications we have here, sir.
And they-
Grambo.
And they don't mean that he drives trains.
That is confusing. One of those should change, right? They should call it a train driver or something.
Yes.
And Grambo,
I got a shout out here.
All right.
Say what?
You hung out and played guitar. All the kids went to college, and you just played guitar.
Oh,
man.
yeah. All I did, literally, I smoked weed and played guitar like 10 hours a day for like 14 years.
Don't forget the Zamboni.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Before we get into CO2 talk, a couple quick shout outs here. Not quick, that they're not important. I want to tell you that this show is brought to you by, we've got executive producers as the highest level of support for the show. And I wanted to shout out to Goathead. What's up, Goathead? I was checking your timeline there, and I'm waiting for the updates on the Glimmer strain. You said you were going to be doing those weekly with real numbers, yields, lab tests, and terp profiles, which I'm excited to hear. So I'm calling you out live, Goathead, and thank you for being an executive producer. What's up?
I gotta know what goat head means. Like, is that like all?
Once again, sounds like something you would listen to. You
Yeah,
and Kenny
right?
would be listening.
Goat. I'm trying to think. Isn't goat the one that it's like all this tribal music?
You know,
It's pretty good.
Scarification's the best Goathead album.
Oh man!
And
do you
one
guys
more
think
here.
You need to do that though. If we are talking seed popping, do you really think you need to scar them, or is that just something when you're trying to do the thing about it? An old seed probably lacks that energy, right? It doesn't have that.
I have a
Endosperm is kind of it's kind of old, man, kind of shot the endosperm.
if you're having trouble with starting some seeds, yes, and I equate it to, do you think you really need to do some scarification on a clone before you put it into your rooting hormone and plug? You don't really need to, but it definitely help. You'll see more roots come out of that area potentially and have more, surface area for root development, right?
Dude, going back to Florida and the nursery, association, when you go talk to them and they're growing all these potted plants and all these landscape plants and ornamentals that have to look perfect, they will laugh and tell you how easy cannabis is to grow. It just wants to grow. It wants to root. It's very easy. So you don't have to follow the total best practices to get cannabis to root. For example, you're supposed to use a razor blade. You're supposed to slice off just or scrape a little bit to get to expose the cambium layer. You're supposed to hit them right immediately in rooting hormone, all that stuff. And God, I've broken every rule. I've taken old scissors that have resin on them and chopped a little bit and, thrown 50 clones in a chamber and 30 of them make it, or 40.
Shout out,
It's easy.
Token Roots. If you're going to put a value of $75 on a clone or whatever value it may be for a select strain, that's where you're like, I'm doing everything. I'm going to go full on every little trick just to make sure it's good to go. So no, I hear you with that. It is a viable and wanting to thrive plant. Before we move on, though, I do have to take care of business since we're live. And, you guys, if you ever see the regular show every once in a while, I just interrupt Scotty and say, all right, mark and edit. All right, Grambo, mark and edit here. But so this gives you the chance to turn around and, I don't know, take care of business there. Grambo, take me to the pros. RealDGC.com/pros, guys. This is where our DGC vetted gear is, where we hang out with discount codes for all y'all. And I run this shiz in my grow. I have Pulse Grow. I have AC Infinity. I want to feature today ACinfinity.com, coupon code Dude Grows. Anything, down to the scissors, to the scrawnet, carbon filters, lights. Used to be getting all that stuff at one place, or complete kits was crap and you were getting ripped off. Their complete kits are such a good value if you just need to get going with everything you need in your grow. So go to ACinfinity.com, shop with Dude Grows.
Yeah, not only that, they're good at manufacturing. So when you have something, I remember very clearly that the autopilot CO2 monitor controller back in the day, they used to cost $600, 30, 25 years ago, something like that. This thing is $129 25 years later.
But
it's pretty crazy.
And better, probably.
Damn no. They were taking advantage of us. They knew the price per pound, and they're so like, okay, We could sell it to them for this and still make good margins, but let's jack it
Yes.
way up.
And man, you know why? $4,000 a pound, man. Woo!
Rest
All
in
right.
peace,
Is that a good conversation?
48, man.
Chat. How many people in chat want to go back to $4,000 a pound days? It just depends on what you
Talk about that for
You
a
know what
second. I do not, man. I was smoking yesterday and I felt, the habit. I was like, oh, I have to finish this joint. I have to finish it. And then I go, no, I don't, man. No, I don't. So I smoked what I wanted. I enjoyed rolling a fatty and I put it out when I wanted to. It went at $4,000 a pound. You're scraping the bong resin, right?
Sorry, Doug B says selling? Yes. I got it. Yeah, just not on the buying end there, buddy. Yeah, I don't like it either. It's too expensive. It brings a criminal element into it too, potentially at times, and it's there's got to be a happy medium, but we're getting below the happy medium as somebody that wants to hang up a 4-lighter even and get a little back on the free market. It's tough, as far as your time, your inputs, your lighting, you know what I'm saying. So I'm a fan of grow your own.
Yeah, but I think it's more of, I have friends. I've got a last show. Do you guys remember my friend that has pretty strong cancer? Came over and it was great to just be like, I wanted to show off. I had some Maestro weed I gave him, but I just gave him all this big fat bag of weed, and he can go home and smoke half joints or hit a bowl and just when he's feeling bad and not have to finish the whole thing. Yeah, it doesn't when it's that super expensive. It's kind of silly. I mean, think about cigarettes, okay? Do you have to smoke every last puff of a cigarette? No, right? You can smoke what you want and leave it, and they're cheap enough that you can buy another pack if you want.
Man, all this talk about smoking. I got to work on my my camera off emoji, so it's something entertaining, and that way you know what I'm doing.
Has anyone? I'll ask the chat. Has anyone smoked weed but never smoked a cigarette? Because I'm right there. The only time I ever tried a cigarette was when there was a terrible drought. We couldn't get any weed, and this really hot chick was like, "Oh, you just take some hash." She went to Amsterdam, so she was like, "You take hash, but you can't smoke it alone. You have to put it on tobacco and mix it with tobacco." So I smoked that, and I inhaled it like I would cannabis, and I will never touch. That was my introduction to tobacco. Love smoking cannabis. Do not smoke it. I don't even get cigarettes.
Holy Toledo's in the same box as you. Says never smoked a cigarette in his life.
Yeah,
Good
it just never occurred to me, man.
Yeah, my mom was like a pack and a half a day smoker,
Wow.
and she'd always be like, "Oh yeah, I'll probably die of lung cancer," and I go, "Yep, that's how it turned out." So I'm a very anti-smoking person. I
Yeah.
got a lot of experience with it. It's not a joke.
There's some good stuff here, man. With hang on, Deadhead Dread. Tobacco is the true gateway drug. Boom. Mic drop, sir. Yeah.
Wait, Grambo, put me full screen real quick.
Yeah.
I just enhanced my skin appearance 100% on here. How do I look?
You look like a
I think
Kardashian.
Wow, man. I'm being hypnotized, bro.
Yeah, it's freaky.
All right, I'll put it back. Sorry, just having fun. Let's get into CO2 with Bartman. I'm gonna bring me back to my proper age here. This is on realgdc.com. We are putting up every week. Scotty's putting up. You guys help us build this conversation for the live show. So I appreciate the comments. They're going to be in the VIP lounge, VIP discussion. It's for you producers. Shout out to all your producers. And yeah, let's hit up this post. First discuss.
Can we just shout out to?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but there's so many people in the chat, man. We're supposed to be mellow here, man. God, hang on.
I mean, I'll shout out real quick.
Thank you. I just saw some good stuff.
We got Battle Morph in the house. We got John Lindsay in the house. John Lindsay, it was good seeing you at the DGC Cup in person, my friend. We got Default Behavior. We got Ohio 740. Good times.
Yeah, here, TJ Res, 12 years no cigs for me.
Hey.
That's one that's cool shit, dude. My wife vapes. Vaping is probably 10 times worse than cigarettes, man.
Well, I don't know about
dude.
that.
No, meaning like addiction.
Yeah, ease of
in
use.
your hand. It's your. Oh
and you can. It actually kind of smells good rather than like cigarettes are abhorrent.
Oh my god, that's 2025 shit right there, man. All right, man. Sorry, I just the lives are kind of new.
Metal.
Very new for me.
And Yes.
having the chat is freaking cool, man. You know, having all our friends over there in the chat. See, Dro's here, man.
Bare metal, you here? We see you.
Bear.
Oh.
Anyway, really cool,
TJ.
man.
Hey, PJ Rez is
Jay
in
Maestro.
here. I don't know how long. Go ahead.
Just Jay Maestro is foreshadowing the water-cooled CO2 generator. Oh, shit. All right, come on.
What's up, TJ Rez? He was saying cigs are worse than chemical. The chemicals they put in is deadly. I was at 2 packs a day. Holy cow! I can't believe when people say that you can actually still live when you're at 2 packs a day.
There's 20 cigarettes in a package. Is that right? In a pack?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 40, right? So you're up for what, 12 hours, maybe we'll say, from 8 to 8. That's 40 cigarettes, 12, 24, 30. So it's 3 cigarettes an hour.
More. You're up longer than that.
3
though,
an
yeah.
hour. Holy shit, that's a lot of cigarettes, man. I used to get
Glad you're
busted.
done,
People go to, hey, do you smoke? And I go, cigarettes? And like in 1992, they'd be like, yeah, cigarettes. What? Yeah, it was a bust. I had to stop saying that.
What up with Canorado Chris? Not Canorado Chris. Sorry, with Bartman here. Why does he want to add CO2? What's the conversation starter with this?
CO2 is the juice, man. I was thinking about it. Man, CO2, the plant is made out of 95% basically carbohydrates turn into lignin and I can't remember. Pectin, man. That's an N. No, all this stuff, the carbohydrates are turned into the plant material. They're like 95% carbohydrates, carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Hydrogen and oxygen is H2O. You get those from the water. The nutrients just give the plant the power to separate, to drive the photosynthesis and separate that carbon from the oxygen, and then fuse that carbon to the water, the hydrogen and the oxygen, to make a carbohydrate. So it is usually, water's not usually your yield limiting factor. Carbon usually is. You've got this thing cooking so, it's running so strong. It's got enough light. It's got enough water. It's got enough nutrients to facilitate, but it just doesn't have any more carbon to make things out of, to fix and to grab. So if you've got everything else going right and you jack up the CO2, it's at about 400 naturally, jack it up to 800, you're going to see huge benefits, man. More.
All right, I got 2 things.
Yes,
One,
sir.
shout out to TrapTorx51 in the comments. I recommend everyone always test their ambient CO2 levels before supplementing. A lot of time people will be surprised how much they have available already. Cheers to that.
Yes.
If you are going to measure your ambient CO2 levels, this is like my grow hack. I recommend getting the AC Infinity CO2 controller. It's like $120 or some shiz. And then that way it will tell you what your ambient is. And if you realize you still want to run equipment after the fact, you already have your controller, because you can buy little handheld ones or desktop ones. Some of those aren't that accurate. Anything that's like $25, $40, like get a good one. And that one would be a good one. And then also, Scotty, you felt like I was on the elevator with you. And I'm like, why do I want to use CO2? But Big Macker, producer Big Macker 66 puts it better. Let me ask you this. Does CO2 help with quality or just quantity? I don't need quantity. I wonder if there's enough quality increase to justify messing with it. I'm curious what the percentage of growers who do this, or the number of people who are strongly considering it. It's a good question. Like,
man, those terpenes and cannabinoids, those secondary metabolites are made just like, primary and secondary metabolites. Those are made again from your hydrogen, your oxygen, your carbon. So if you give the plant absolutely everything it needs, you're going to get more bulk and you're going to get more quality. Don't forget, when a plant is just thriving, when it has everything it needs and is thriving, including enough carbon, it's going to bulk up. And, if you're doing everything right, should load up with secondary metabolites, man, terpenes.
Yeah, I like it. So, I mean, the first way to do this is obviously TrapTorx. Test what you have. A lot of times, I had another comment from here we go, producer Mr. Chuck DGC. What's up? Talking about
Does anybody else get that? Me and Banner get it. We're old. Does anybody else get it? Chuck D.
Of course. Yeah.
All right, just making sure, man.
Oh,
The dude's in
now I
Canada.
got
I
it.
don't know. Yeah, Public
Um,
Enemy, man. That was the first band I listened to that scared the hell out of my parents, man.
Bring the noise.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Chuck DGC has messed around with the like CO2 bags, exhale bags. We've covered that before on the show. I'm going to say I've heard is that working for as many people saying it didn't work that great for them. But if you have, first off, before you do anything, again, have a very good way to measure your ambient CO2 that you're starting with. And then he went on to say, hey, I'm in prohibition land. I can't use the canisters, man. I can't move shit around public view, 20-pound tank. I just don't want to mess with it. So having a large number of animals, whereas lung room is CO2 typically ambiently with the grow going is 500 to 550. You're totally good, man. If your ambient is staying, go ahead.
Sorry. No.
No, that's what you got to do.
Really
Don't give me your sorry shiz.
I
Save
was
that
sitting
for a real
around thinking
situation.
about this in the grow, and I was like, man, what is because light has everything to do with it. Light gives you the energy to rip the carbon out of the air. If you don't have that light, then you're wasting your money with CO2. And I was trying to come up with like a really easy rule of thumb. And I came up with a 1-to-1 ratio plus 200. So you've got your light, right? Which they measure in ppfd, right?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. And then you've got your CO2, which they measure in parts per million. So I just take 1-to-1. So if I'm at 800 ppfd of light, 800 parts per million of CO2 plus 200. And I just add 200 to whatever the number is, the ppfd number is. So if it's 800 ppfd, 1,000 ppm of CO2. With 1,000 ppfd, it's 1,200 ppm of CO2. And it's close. You know, I'm pretty sure I turned mine down after doing some research. 1,500 is too much, man. After 1,300, it's super diminishing returns, man. So I'm running even 1,000, 1,200 ppfd in there some places. I'm still going to only keep it at 12, 1250.
All right. My tip to that is just to say, like, you know, I run CO2, or I'll tag Canner or Chris in this because he says I can't run CO2 because I vent outside. I can't control the heat in a sealed room. So discuss the steps that lead up to introducing CO2. That's tough, man, because your replacement air is probably from your household. If it's at ambient levels, you're still going to do okay. But you have to have all the proper equipment. Sealed grow. I grow in a sealed grow room, which means I have an AC, a dehumidifier, and CO2 tank is how I run it. And Scotty's saying run, you know, up at these higher levels. If you have your ppfd up there, even if your ppfd in flowers, like, I don't know, 900 to 1,000, 1,100, which is pretty damn good. And you can double your ambient. I run my CO2 around 800 to 900 because I don't want to blast through my tank. It costs me $40 to refill. So I'm still getting pretty damn, I mean, in my grower thought, pretty damn good benefit. I'm doubling it. I'm at 800 to 900, but I'm not at 11 to 1,200 because I can't afford to blast through tanks that quick.
I don't think most people need to be. Once I started doing a little bit more research, I remember from back in the day, I have forgotten more about growing than most people will know. But yeah, 1,300 is pretty much the max, man. You get, and I don't know, what do you said, 1,000 ppfd? What's the most ppfd people run? Chat, what's the most ppfd that y'all have run? I'm thinking 1,200.
They say the sun is around like 2,000. So I think, yeah, indoors don't go above like 1,400.
That's too much, even.
Right? Like you're just frying them.
I'm thinking, dude, I get great results at 1,000 to 1,200. You know, 1,100 is probably where I'm at the canopy. Yeah, man. I don't know. Chat, what do we got, man? Dude, I love having people to hang out with. This is cool.
Yeah, there's someone in chat said that I heard Grambo say you guys were abandoning YouTube. We didn't for a week, and then we missed you guys. This exact moment we're having right now, we can't quit y'all.
It was like the girlfriend breaking up with you, where you got a few weeks where you're just kind of lost.
And it's like, baby, take me back.
No.
I know Banner has updated it a multitude of times in this transition, but I will say on realddc.com, there's a watch tab, and that's always up to date if you get anything confused where we're at, but it's up to date. So always rely on realddc.com watch. And then I wanted to comment one more thing on CO2. It's not a thing it's not necessary. If you're in if you put a grow tent in a room, like a bedroom, with no other air refreshing that lung room, you might start to see pretty low numbers. If you get below like 450, 425 on your ppms, I would start to be like scratching my head like I need to have more CO2 replacement. But for example, JR Token has not used CO2. I know he grows the dank. His grow room's also in his basement where he lives, and there's another, I think, 2 dogs. It's a very active space. I bet you his ambience like around 700.
Is there a hot water heater there?
There might be that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised. You go in where there's a furnace or a gas hot water heater, man, those things, that's what there's I don't know, Grambo, do you see there's that water-cooled CO2 generator? I threw it on the format somewhere.
This here?
No, it's this really goofy. That's it, man. That's like a hot water. That's like an instant hot water heater right there, where it's, basically it has a element that just heats the water as it circulates, as it goes through. Some people will take those and just have a 100-gallon reservoir sitting if you can't handle heat, and they'll just run it through that thing. And I guess my long-winded point is the output of most of these propane devices in your basement, your house, your gas hot water heater, your gas furnace, all that is CO2 that is coming out of there.
Yeah, I like it. There's a lot of ways to do it. Hey, seen the chat, people that are, you can grow mushrooms. As far as that's, I mean, if you're willing to go out and mushrooms while they're growing, create CO2 off gassing, that's pretty dope.
Hang on.
You can get some.
We got the chat. We got the chat. Are the mushroom bags, are they worth it? I've never used them. I'll just go grab a tank. What performance can you consider getting, or should you expect out of a mushroom bag?
Man, it's tough. I think there's a variable in that, in wherever you're buying. Are you buying it from the manufacturer? How long is it sat around and aged a little? Are they still fresh? Again, you got to be gauging it with a meter. Shout out actually to Pulse Pro as well. They have an awesome, the Pulse Pro works great for monitoring CO2.
Keep talking for 45 seconds, man. All right.
I will. The only way to have it on dial, on lockdown, is by using a CO2 tank with a controller. And then the controller controlling it, right on point. I like some of the other creative ways though. Damn it, I was trying to find which DGC mentioned a fish tank, a 30-gallon fish tank with like 40 goldfish in it in the lung room for CO2.
What?
Aquaponics Steve?
What?
No, it wasn't.
Speaking of Chuck DGC, we got a comment coming up where he talks about having tested various bags. So we'll get to that.
We did feature on a previous, I guess probably lost episode now. I forgot who posted it, but yeah, refresh my mind because somebody was having good success and somebody was not.
Thickham says he can go over 1900
with mushroom
what?
bags.
And how big of a
mushroom He says yes, they work. I do mushroom cultivation and use that for CO2. I can go over 1900 easy.
And how big of a container? How big of a container? And how big of
how many mushrooms?
Grow tent is what I meant to say. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh,
yeah, is that like a tub?
Shout out to Yoda Grows. That's who's using the 30-gallon fish tank, and he says he adds 100 to 200 goldfish. Wow, what do you do with all of them after that?
What?
Just reptiles you feed them to?
And congratulations, Yoda Grows. He over on realdgc.com. We always do giveaways, and Yoda Grows won this week. Shout out.
Yeah. Let's get into that quick. Let's hit that. I want to shout out to some DGC here. Yoda Grows, congrats on the Night Owl. DGC producers. Daz was happy enough. Whatever, glad to give us. We got a bunch of Night Owl, so stay tuned for that. Just be looking on the pin post on the weekends. You'll see some hookups. A shout out to Bing's Buds.
Shout out to Daz. Hang on, I got a shout out. You just mentioned Night Owl Genetics. Homeboy hooked us up. He comes on our show. And while I was investigating autoflowers, man, he's got about the best reputation out there, man.
Yeah, he's the best.
He is really does his homework on them, doesn't release anything until it's ready. And I'm psyched, man. I'm psyched. That's what I'm growing. I'm growing Night Owl, man. I don't know what
chat is good, but distracting.
It was a Scotty strain. Remember, it was like Scotty's. It wasn't Scotty Too Hotty.
Yeah.
Scotty Biscotti.
It's not named after me.
Scotty Parker.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
I remember.
Excuse me. All right, Yoda Gross, congrats on that. Producers, that's every weekend. We're going to be always hooking up some good stuff. Bing's Buds. Thank you for being a DGC producer and making us able to come to you today live.
Wait, scroll up a second. Johnny the Grower. Hang on. Scroll up a tiny bit. He says, I would love to have a tent in my effing living room, but my ex and the 2 little daughters would give me more crap than ever. Well, your ex, man, what's your ex doing in your living room, man?
Look, 2025 is complicated.
Yeah. I don't ask. I don't ask. All right. Oh, good stuff.
Hey, I got Be Freed signing up on realdgc.com, joining our clubhouse and crew and helping produce the show. Who do you got, Scotty? Help me out here.
So I'm reading the comments, man. They're so distracting, bro. I'm sorry. Take it, bro. Take it.
There we go.
Oh,
Sure,
Be Free.
smokes
All
a
right,
lot.
I'll take this one, man, because I like big buds and I cannot lie, right?
You other brothers can't deny it.
Yeah, come on, sir. Smokes a lot. That's what music hit perfection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can I take this one? This is my buddy right here.
Oh, yeah?
Shout out to you, HPB High Plains Bud. I do a gaming stream on Tuesday. He's always hanging out. He follows me everywhere. This guy, another guy that was at the DGC Cup, Colorado grower. Shout out to High Plains Bud.
A big fan. High Plains Drifter, great Beastie Boys song, right?
Yeah.
I was just trying to piss off Clint Eastwood fans out there. It's a movie.
I got one more coming in. Associate producer Still. What's going on, Still? Everybody, realgc.com is where we hang. You can go over there for free. You have 6,600 and something growers, helping build the show, all kinds of groups, dank nugs, good times. That's realdgc.com. If you guys are already over there, realdgc.com/upgrade. $10 a month, grower dividends pay tenfold. I'm just making it up quick, but they do pay a lot. Scotty's offering up 30% off Real Growers products. We do giveaways every week and good things, man. Good things happening at realdgc.com. Come join the crew.
It might be the coolest name out there. Still, right?
Still.
It is. I thought it was kind of bland, and then it's growing on me.
Man. I don't know what it means. It means everything, man.
You growing? Still.
Yep. I like
All right, Scotty, do we talk about I don't know what order you want to go in these, like your problem first or the solution, or you can take it, you know?
Yeah, I forgot, man. I forgot. Wait, where are we, man? It is that time, sir. It is a time for me. Dude, my plants were not looking good, man. I did a Scotty Real Sport 20 short today on how to diagnose sick plants, but really it was don't ignore when your plants start looking a little funny. I told you, Banner's looking at me like he doesn't know. I told you, right?
Update.
Really?
Are you talking about the
All right, hang on, man.
clones or seeds?
My plants weren't looking good, okay? There was just something up. I had stories. It just wasn't looking good. There was something up, and I just couldn't figure it out. I remember I was going through it on the show. I thought maybe it was pH. I thought it was too much nutrient. Finally, I put new cuts in there, something new from, remember I got some things from JR Token. Like, yeah, show these roots, man. It's really quick.
I saw these out back when I was taking my
that's
shooter
the
walk.
way it's supposed to look, man. That's
Nice.
But anyway, yeah, new real bucket inserts work freaking great. Anyway, the plants weren't looking great, so I took that, I ripped it apart, and man, I found. Oh, I'm sorry, Banner. I don't want to break it like this, man. I found some root aphids in there. Those are root aphids. I don't know how to say it. This Phylloxera or something like that.
Wait,
Anyway,
that's not your picture. Like
no. There was no way. Grambo, I do have one picture, a little short video that I took, if you would. Aphid, that one.
That's that ended up being the same photo.
Oh, did it?
Oh,
okay.
is it a video?
It was this little bug running around, and I'm like, freaking, that's an aphid. So I got a picture of that one. I could not get a picture of the root aphids, and there was just a few. As a matter of fact, me and Tanazi were hanging out. Excellent grower, knows his stuff, might even be in the chat. And he goes, man, that is not enough aphids, not enough bugs to
Same thing I said.
damage. And yeah, I'm sorry, I did. dude said it. Great grower, man. But
Thank you.
Sure?
I feel better.
I mean, are you sure? As
and every time I've seen, like, so in nature, I used to have this old head. When I say an old head grower that visited the hydro shop when there was like these root aphid thing, like breakouts going around through all the growers for a loop. And he's like, man, it's like I always have about 10% root aphids. My plants look great. And I'm thinking about how
Really?
nature works. But wait a minute. I know that sounds
My
ignorant.
neighbor.
But every time I've seen a grower where the canopy is looking affected, there's leaf droop, it's like, you know, at least half the grow is looking like something's up, and you inspect the root zone, it is obvious. You almost have flyers at that point as well. That means you can identify root aphids in the root zone, and in this stage where they're not just in the root zone, they turn into a flying insect. You can get them on sticky traps. At that point, you know, you got full cycle. And yeah, I think you need to have for your plants. I don't know if you said we're looking like really bad, but if they're looking pretty concerning, I always see a good population you can identify by just pulling you got the advantage. You're in a system where you can pull out, right, and inspect your root zone.
Always had that system, brother. Absolutely, man. And yeah. So I saw that they were only on a few, but why do the plants look bad? And then I know with bugs, just a few of them can bring in disease, can promote pathogens. What do you got, man?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was making me laugh.
What you got?
Clown growers should be forced to wear a red nose on Instagram.
No, we're here helping people, though. All right, Jay Maestro does it a little bit different way than we do. But when you see someone on Instagram or somewhere on Real DGC that is showing off a plant saying, "Hey, this looks great," but it doesn't. It looks pretty good. That's when it's time to start taking a look and thinking outside the box, man. You know, and you should always be scouting.
How do you think you got me?
Man, I think I know. Okay, so sometimes I'll recycle my soil. I have basically like a pole barn converted garage, basically like a garage. And I will recycle my soil. And I have the grow room, you know, sealed in and built into that garage. Well, when I take the plants and harvest them, I take the old soil and I have a big barrel that used to be full of recharge. I'll throw it in that barrel. And then if I need, I'm doing some experiments or something where I don't need the most, you know, the clean, you know, I can just take some recycled cocoa with some dots in it and throw it in there.
You're just trying to be earth conscious, Scott?
Well, yes.
Keep more stuff out of the landfill.
It's dirt, so it'd probably be good.
Your service, sir.
But I think what happened is when it was sitting in that giant drum, some flyers came in, some aphids came in, and it's in a dirty garage, you know? Oh, man, this would be a great place to lay eggs. Yeah, so I don't know what the solution.
What are they attracted to?
I think it's just a perfect spot. Think about it. It's fertile soil. That soil, and still I'm sure it's got some kind of nutrient in it, and just the
They're not looking
environment.
They're just looking to lay.
I don't know. Yeah, I would think so. I have no idea.
Don't make me make the joke.
Come on.
I would. You did better
It's
than
like my dating life over here. I'm not looking to eat.
You did better than me. You know, you thought about where it might have came from. I immediately would have just blamed JR Token. Like, that's where they came from. I got them from there. I'm joking. Don't take it.
I can't be. And by the way, oh my God, could you imagine what a nightmare that has to be for people that send clones? Because something goes wrong, whether you're using bad soil, something goes wrong in your grow. And what are you going to do? People as a whole, not anybody that's listening, but there's a lot of people that really aren't so, all right, there are a lot of idiots out there. That's what I was going to say, man. And so to call up and blame JR or blame whoever they bought the clone from because it died once they put it in their, 3,000 ppm soil, 9 pH soil, 5, whatever. God, it's frustrating. No, must be.
Yeah, totally JR's fault.
Yeah.
It couldn't be me.
It's a guy that's been selling product for 10 years, man.
It is interesting though. I think that's a mark of a better experienced grower.
Yeah.
Is the day that you can be like, man, you know what? I messed that up.
It's not you, it's me.
Blaming other people because something happened to your plants. That's the day that you become a better grower.
It's true. It's true. And I was doing a Scotty Real 420 video this morning. I think of saying about how to diagnose sick plants, and it's just most important thing. Don't ignore it, man. Always look at yourself, just like you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you know, and you don't ignore things, man.
And die out.
Yeah. What is that mold? Yeah.
Right.
And and it won't get better, by the way.
No, it's not.
Don't magically. Yeah. Anybody beat root aphids out there in the chat? I'd love to know.
Is this the solution you're looking to use right here, Scott?
Holy Toledo. 420 goes 90%. It's your fault, man. Yeah, it's only 10%. Well, 10 I can take, right?
That's a different type.
Look at that thing, Grandpa.
It's a beautiful picture.
Cool looking.
You know what, man? I've been having compassion. I get so high, I've been having compassion. I don't want to kill the flies anymore. I'm like, he's just living his best life, you know? Yeah, these aphids. Do I feel bad for him?
Ladybug shows up.
No.
Hey, by the way, you can always recognize aphids. Usually, you see they have tailpipes. They'll have like two reverse little tiny antenna coming out of their butts. I can see them there. Look at that tailpipe.
Is that where all the liquid they ooze liquid out?
I don't know, but it is so gross. Yeah, I can't.
It's just sugar though.
Yeah, right? Great. It's aphid sugar though. Special sugar,
isn't it? But think about it this way: it's probably pretty similar to honey.
It's probably pretty similar to the glucose that's in the plants.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a good point though. Honey is disgusting if you think about it. Don't think about it. Honey, it's secreted by bees.
You know what's cool about honey is that it is like completely shelf stable. It will not go bad.
Really?
Yeah, like just straight up honey. Yeah. You can put it on the shelf and it'll like be eternal. And other bugs do not like it.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of sugar, and like you can actually use sugar in Florida. You would just settle for like 10% bugs in there, you know?
Yeah.
That's how good sugar is. You'll just eat the bugs right out of it, man.
Yep. You know?
So I do want to come back to Grow Talk because you asked, has anybody beat root aphids, or do you keep going, I suppose? But if you are in any other phase, for me, if you're in veg and you've noticed your plants are looking good and you discover a root aphids quote population, and you already have that genetic, or you can get other genetics, like I'm not going to fight it. It costs a lot of money, product persistence, no guarantee. If you're trying to finish out a mid bloom and you got good looking bud, there's definitely different ways. There's some biological methods and things that you can put. Actually, I don't know the name of it. There's a fungus that attacks the root aphids at certain phases in their life cycle. You don't have to use like harsh pesticides all the time. But man, if you're really got a damaged canopy and you got full cycle, you put out a sticky trap and you're getting adult flyers into that trap and shit, I would consider not trying to push through that. And then did you talk about thoroughly cleaning, or like what's the approach after this?
Yeah, I was just thinking about what I can do. I just didn't want to sit there and be a victim, dude. So no, I decided I was going to take everything out of the room and clean it. I did inspect. I hope I'm not screwing up. I got to be honest. I have like these 5 new cuts from JR and a few of the autoflowers. So the autoflowers that were blowing up, I kept. And I've got, I think, 6 or 7 containers in there. I just don't have the heart. I ripped one of them apart. Didn't find a single root aphid, man. Sorry, I don't have the heart to just throw them all away, man. So we'll see what happens. But I took those things out. I totally, I actually used the ozonator, man. I might go back and hit them with a bug bomb, like a pyrethrin bomb. But I used the ozonator, and that's like bleaching the air, man. Thing's pretty cool.
I like it. So I'm going to give credit. You had a post here.
Can we show the ozonator really quick? Hang on real quick. Just show this. It is that's a burner. We didn't even talk about that. We didn't even talk about those, man. The ozone generator. These things are, what is that, $100 on Amazon if you're in the US, and it makes O3. It fuses another oxygen to O2, and then it oxidizes. That oxygen breaks off and it cleans, and it kills as far as molds and fungus and spores and all that. Dude, that thing is awesome. And because it just fills the air, it's a great way to sterilize things, man. They use them in hospitals.
And I mean, I like it. Not if you're dealing with molds and mildews, for sure, not as necessary. I mean, they're so cheap now too. As far as we're trying to clean up after insects that have laid eggs or this or that. There's a post from Boots McGee, on realddc.com asking about grow tent cleaning chems. So after a bout of mites, plucked everything. Has anyone used stearamine tablets to help clean and disinfect? I use them all the time in the food industry, and I know they kill fungus, bacteria, viruses, but if they kill mites, I'm
Look
sure
at
that
that.
would be fine.
Read the ingredients on that, man.
What do we got?
Quartamary and ethyl C14J. Wow, that's crazy, man. No, but hydrogen peroxide breaks down into just water and breaks down into nothing.
You don't want some ammonium chloride dihydrate?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Peroxide and then bleach. I don't mind bleach.
For food contact surfaces. Yikes.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, who was in the comments just now, but use them a ton, sterilize hospitals or something like that. Sorry, guys. But yeah, there's a ton of people that are using these ozone generators.
Like it. Thickums, shout out. Thickums saying, you can go the natural route as far as not sure about it for mites, but plants. If plants are around, because sometimes you don't want to use these harsh shit if plants are still around, or just want a clean way to stay clean. Diatomaceous earth first, then clean, or tea tree oil works great for mites. There are, a lot of nice natural, I hate the word natural, pesticide, not harsh shit, and essential oils that we've learned with peppermint and different things that you can use as well. You don't have to go nuclear. And I don't, chlorine is easy. It's on hand most places. I just don't like the smell of chlorine in my grow. I want it to smell like dirt.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense, man.
All right, let's
for the win. Yes. Free the radicals. Maestro. You're all right, brother.
Let's give we had a couple of news articles in here. I don't know. Where do you want to go? We're hanging out an hour. We should hang out a little bit longer. Thanks everybody in chat. It's been fun hanging out, and I wish I had enough. I need like a third eye. I guess, I don't know. I might be telling a bad joke to keep track of what's just going on.
Calm down, brother. Calm down. Hey, do we ever talk? If we're talking CO2, I hate to do this, but man, I got all elevated. And man, as far as burners and regulators go with a tank, did we ever talk about that?
Not full on, but I can tell you my opinion, burners are out. Like burners are like 10 years ago. I don't know if anybody's using burners anymore.
That's why I wanted to bring it up. I wanted to ask the chat, because burners are so much more efficient. Can't remember who else was saying in the chat or on the site that they don't want to have to show up and get CO2 tanks. Man, burners you can get. I have propane at my house. I used to have natural gas at my house. You can get one of these burners and run a line to your grow. And dude, you never have to run out of CO2. They are really cool. But I noticed they don't work.
It's like it's not easy to get for a lot of people. Like you got to travel to find like a
CO2
to get tanks from. Yeah, it's not like a corner store.
Yeah,
bro,
totally. Yeah, Welder Supply.
Yeah, and then you go in there and they treat you like you're a weed grower. And you know what I mean? They give you that look. I used to totally get because they're used to dealing with welders, hardworking welders. You're like, hey, who do I put this under? Real growers. You know, they're like, I notice you're not buying any argon.
I'll tell you the things with burners. I've ran one, and I had a four pilot light burner, and the first thing you're going to say is, oh, it's going to get the grow real hot. They didn't have to, and then a smaller grow, it didn't have to come on for long. It'd click on, and it wouldn't stay on that long, and my parts per million would go up a bit. In the commercial scale, everybody was going to, I remember in Colorado, we'd be touring a grow, and like a CO2 truck would pull up and fill out like their huge tank. I just think that's because you can't have gas lines running around a commercial grow. I'm sure, like building permit wise and shiz, they're not down.
How are they not? Are you kidding me? They don't have burners in commercial grows.
I don't know if it's due to the heat. I haven't seen burners in commercial grows.
It might be due to maybe due to the heat
or regulations.
Is it just easy? Yeah, is it easier to get a permit with just tanks?
Either that, or what if the BTUs, the heat that the burner gives out has to be conditioned. So you got to run your air conditioners. They're real expensive. Maybe when you consider that additional cost, then tanks are cheaper.
Maybe you can't burn enough propane to make enough CO2 to cover your huge grow space.
Well, you can, but if you do, maybe it creates so much heat. Those things create it's
like
a
if you're
burner.
burning that much, it's got to be messing up your AC.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, man. The amount of heat those things are generating.
Are we talking about sometimes with the burners there can be some toxicity that builds up? Weren't you having some problems after using the burner?
I want to ask the chat, or specifically Jay Maestro, man, why the heck is it that burners don't perform well in small spaces? They do great when you got a whole big grow room. They do great. You know, if you're converting a bedroom, dude, and even a 4x8 tent, you know, or if I have a 6x12 grow, dude, it did not like the burner. There's that stuff that they put in there to make it smell, the ethylene or captain or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was building up, but for some reason, as soon as I went to the tanks, boom, the plants loved it.
Yeah, we're in bro science here, so we're just giving anecdata, but let us know what you think. I've heard that multiple times, and I'm curious.
Hey, but Maestro does say a dirty ass burner doesn't get proper combustion and makes bad molecules. That is so true. Thanks for bringing that up.
You know what Scotty taught me? You got to have a clean orifice.
Damn, I had to clean my firebox yesterday. It was kind of crazy.
They're called orifice, the thing.
Yes.
I have to laugh at Traptor X51. I don't trust anything measured in British units.
Hey, so those are all burners right there. Those things will burn through the propane. Those actually catch fire and light. Those pilots or whatever, I don't know, whatever they're called, burners. They will get clogged up with soot after a long time, and you have to clean them or after a bit of time. And when there's an incomplete combustion, what Maestro's talking about is it won't burn totally. It'll make carbon monoxide instead of carbon dioxide.
Oh boy.
Mono oxygens. When you have one oxygen instead of two and you're in that grow, that's when you pass out and die.
You die.
Yeah, CO2.
And one more.
A lot of CO2.
One more pro tip, since I ran these in Colorado and I had to change out the pilots on all of them, is if you are at altitude, I don't know what the cutoff is, but if you're in a mountain state, you need to get the high altitude burners, or else you are not going to be running as efficient. You literally can order them with them or change them out, usually from the grocery store, but it is important.
Yeah, what Banner just said makes sense. He's an engineer, so he probably took chemistry and stuff, man. But it's the carbon is actually on the orifices, right? That's the stuff that's building up with an incomplete burn, right? Yeah, interesting. Come on, Grandpa. I know you're dying.
No, it's like a candle.
I made the joke already.
A candle, it doesn't burn very hot. And if you put something like above the candle, when it's got that little
yeah, you're right.
That's just carbon.
Yeah, and that's what's causing
pretty much the same thing. It's like incomplete combustion.
It's the soot.
The soot, man. All right.
Yeah.
The soot. It's not
the soot. The soot will get you.
Yeah, man. It's not the carbon. It's the soot that'll get you.
Mm-hmm.
It's my best New York accent.
Hey.
I want to before I want to cover one of these news stories because it's going to get me fired up. But before we do, Grandpa is going to go to the THC breath test. But everybody,
look, I'm going to state right now, I already made the joke, and I'm not making it.
Bro, is this real? This one goes in your mouth. This one goes up your. No, this one goes in your mouth.
It's
what is happening
idiocracy.
there? Wow. Can you refuse that? If a cop tries to put that in your mouth, can you refuse that? That's so.
Hold on here.
And then eat food.
You gotta.
Oh no! But this is crazy, right? After eating or eating.
I'm butting in. I have to do a shout out, okay? An important one, because we were just talking about CO2. I do want to shout out, this is just on the fly, Grambo, but pulsegrow.com. Been friends of the show for a long time, many years. They have great equipment, the sensors that are in their monitoring equipment for your grow, and the data that it gives you to empower your ability to grow unbelievable trichomes is awesome. Their grow room monitors, you can get the Pulse One, affordable just for every grower to have in there. The app is great, lights out. It's like insurance for your grow. The Pulse Pro, that's why I wanted to bring it up. It measures your CO2 and it measures your ppfd, so you can get close to that relationship Scotty was talking about. It's an awesome light meter. It will measure the wavelengths as well. So check out pulsegrow.com, coupon code DUDE over there, and knowledge is in the data. All right, it tracks every second of your grow. It's kind of cool to look back at each light cycles, and that's how I can tell if I, oh shit, I need to take my humidifier down a notch. Now, let's hit up. Yes, Scotty, since Grandma Paul got that in. The THC,
everything's cool.
Turning red.
Yeah, you know, man, I was just hanging out talking to Bob over there.
You have a half mic. I like it.
I know Bob was here.
It's actually a third of a mic at this point.
Yeah, that's true. I dropped this one. That's why I dropped the other one. But hey, that ratio you were just talking about, I was saying 1:1 plus 200. That's really dumb. Just take your ppfd and add 200 to it. That's how many ppm you would like.
Yeah,
this hardly affects me anymore. This stuff does. Whoever was number 2, the contestant 2 from the hash bash that we had, I don't know which one won, but god damn.
Grow Fire Farms won with some GMO. Shout out.
Anybody know what the number was? Because yeah, it was legit. Sir.
We don't look
legit.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I was reading a news story. This THC breath tester reminded me of one that came out in Canada recently about some company that's going to be providing THC breast testers to Canada law enforcement to play
he
with.
Said breast, man. He said breast.
I could have,
brother.
That's fine. He could, yeah. That probably would be true. But every time I catch these stories, it also ties into a company that it's like from a Bloomberg investment standpoint. You know, if they get convinced law enforcement countries across the country that this is the one, we're going to make a ton of money, and they go public, and it's just creepy in that sense. And in your state, if anybody's trying to enact this, like, I'll be your lawyer. Like, I've read so many, and we all know as tokers,
dude,
THC levels.
What's not helping anybody? You being their lawyer isn't helping anybody. You should be like, I'll help you pay for your lawyer or something, or I'll help you find a good lawyer.
This aggression won't stand,
yeah,
man.
You don't want to be your.
Golly. There's no correlation, man, at all between THC levels and I mean, I shouldn't say it all, but impairment. There are so many studies of like somebody that, I mean, let's take Scotty right now and go give him a roadside test. Let's have you drive around, you know, and see right now what your THC blood level. I'm sure you'd be perfectly safe.
You ever know people though? You ever know people that can just get drunk and then just like do wheelies on motorcycles and stuff, you know? Like, yeah, dude, some people are just good drivers, man.
Yes, but it's a fact that drunken impairment definitely slows reaction time.
Yeah.
With,
I don't
with
mean to promote
THC.
drunk driving. Yeah, not at all.
So it's just be careful where you're at. I don't think there's any reason why if you're getting any issue. It happened in Colorado. I remember I should find the case where a lady was arrested, charged with this, and she was a medicinal user and had her medicinal card, and it was thrown out. Like, look, you know, of course she has this many nanograms in her. She uses this much every day. So interesting.
The fictional character One-Eyed Cat says, I drive better when I'm stoned. If I'm not, I'm in too much pain. That's true, man. A guy that knows how to handle his weed is used to the buzz and has always got this. He's got back pain, man. So if he's just constantly thinking about that, or if he's relaxed. And I will tell you, my brother Trip drives high sometimes, and he just fades back, man. That's okay. Hey, man, come on in, man. That's okay. Come on in. I don't give a shit. You know, it's nice. You're not in a huge rush. Like I said, my buddy in Florida calls it an attitude adjustment. It's an attitude. Come on, man. Let's go take us an attitude adjustment and figure this out. He does a little more.
I like it.
Yeah.
What's up, Holy Toledo? Wanted to say, great show. I'm so happy we got this live back. Have to go out and tarp my greenhouse. Ooh, you're doing it for cold. No, I thought you're doing for light depth. Cool. No, I'm glad. I'm digging the live show too, guys. Every Wednesday, 4:20 Mountain Time, we'll be kicking it out. What do you got?
Sorry, Grandpa, right below it says opinion. Are dangerous car crashes being perpetuated by cannabis? And dude, this was just a full-on Karen, man. I don't know who wrote this, but it was so funny, man. First, you buy the marijuana, then party, maybe act recklessly. Then you get into an accident and call the lawyer who gets you a fat financial settlement. Oh, I'm sorry. I remember this was about, she's driving down the road and all she sees is advertisements for pot shops and lawyers. Pot shops and lawyers. And this is some older woman, you know, in New Buffalo, Weed City, USA. And I don't know, man. I thought this was funny as all hell, man. All you just imagine it, Karen saying, all you need is clear nasal passages to smell the pervasiveness of cannabis on every street corner. We are constantly assaulted by this smell wafting out of car windows. I think it's so funny, man. I don't know. It's just, that's an opinion. Everybody, what do they say? Opinions are like, everybody's got one.
I love this term, the cannabis peddlers.
It is kind of funny though, man, because she says she just drives down the roads, the ubiquitous blaring ads for Sarcasm, Vordak, Law Group, Lerner and Rowe, Allen, and then Puff, Mint, King of Buds. Those are all the billboards as she goes by. The world's changing, all right, man. I'm sorry, Karen.
Yes, it is. I'm going to say, wrap. Say this has been a good time, guys. You can check. You missed the live, I believe.
I'm sorry, really quick.
Hey,
Brett, I'm so sorry, man, but I do have a message to the AOL users. They are going to be Grandpa. I don't know if you saw this. Yeah, or to any of our AOL dial-up users,
we
AOL is going to be
news.
ending dial-up as of September. So, just you're going to have to fix. Bro, I thought Banner might like
Let
this.
me know if you need a CD, like a install CD.
Yeah, CD, AOL CD, man. Bro, AOL's still going, huh?
Still going.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I thought it was so funny.
This is good, dude. Mine just blew my mind. I'm picturing the.
You're right. It's a 56K, bro. All right. Thing will crush.
How horrible.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Hey, subscribe. I believe you're supposed to subscribe. Something you can do. Tell your friends. Hang out. Come hang out at realddc.com. We're always over there. Help build the show. DDC producers, thank you. We could not do this transition. We could not do this show without you. Grambo would not be on the boards. Banner would not be on the site. And Scotty would not be here. All right. You guys make the show happen. I appreciate it.
I have nothing else to do, dude. You know, I like hanging out. Was good. Hey, I gotta say before we go, tight work team. This has been, a bit confusing for us. All of a sudden, just being booted off of YouTube for no real reason. So we had to figure it all out, man. And our team really rose to the occasion. And I'm gonna say this, dude, you crushed it, man. You crushed it. He's been on, just on the game with all this, whether it's the website or membership or helping build the shows. So. Banner, I am extremely impressed with you, man. Thank you for the effort.
Thank you.
Grambo.
Yes, sir.
All right.
You're getting really goddamn smart, man. And dude.
I got a sense.
Yes, sir.
Trailblazers setting us straight a little. It said the 56K going away. The AOL is really going to affect rural communities. About 750,000 people only have access to internet that way. And I do remember Trailblazer. My old neighbor, that was her job with, I forgot whoever the internet was in Colorado, to bring high-speed internet to rural communities. And when they did, it changed. Like, obviously, the people were so stoked. Like, oh my God. So, all right. Thanks you for the fact check, Trailblazer 710.
Thanks for the buzzkill.
Doing that instead.
Yeah, get an antenna you get a chip in your brain, man. You don't need
their rural internet.
Yeah, you don't need that thing anymore, man. You don't need a
Starlink, bro. Starlink.
Good hanging out, guys.
All right.
It was really fun.
Thank you. I'm gonna go toke a little. Actually hop on my mountain bike. Stay higher, everybody. We'll catch you next time. We'll catch you Saturday. Come on over. Come back Saturday. We'll be hanging.
Right. Till then, y'all take her easy.
Later, dudes.